Stay alert. A subtle transformation is already underway, and this lunar phase is observing who's prepared and who isn't. Most will view June 8th as just another ordinary day, a simple, unremarkable square on their calendar. But silently, without fanfare or proclamation, the moon is entering a zone it hasn't inhabited in this way for months. It's an understated transition that won't make headlines, and that's precisely what makes it significant. This lunar phase is establishing the foundation for something that's beginning to flow through you, whether you've recognized it yet or not. If you've been experiencing an inclination to withdraw, to seek solitude, or to create distance from certain individuals, it's not a suggestion during this moon phase. It's a necessity. You need to maintain distance from others, and the reason will become clear soon enough. If you wish, share 777 along with your insights to align yourself with this temporal window before June 8th. While most will approach tomorrow like any other day, there's one specific protocol you must follow the moment you awaken on June 8th. I'll detail exactly what it is and its crucial importance, so continue reading. Because in truth, this moon isn't merely passing through. It's conducting the survey, searching for those who are truly attentive. More about that shortly. But first, there's another aspect of this moon that people aren't prepared for. This month, the moon's behavior defies expectations. It's traversing regions of the sky that ancient astronomers cautioned about, areas that appear tranquil on the surface, but harbor hidden turbulence beneath. Some refer to it as a spiritual misdirection. You might feel compelled to engage socially, accept every invitation, keep yourself surrounded by people, but that's not what this lunar phase demands. Not now, not this June. This month's moon doesn't seek noise. It requires separation. It demands solitude, not as a form of punishment, but as a protective measure because something is altering the way energy courses through your being, and too many external voices can distort that signal. This isolation isn't about loneliness. It's about achieving clarity and alignment. While others might spend this weekend immersed in distractions, you'll understand the necessity to step back. You're meant to withdraw because those who align with the moon's movements this week will be prepared when the genuine shift arrives, and that's approaching in near days. There's purpose behind this moon's deceptive behavior, and it's concealing something significant, something concerning June 11th and the impending strawberry full moon. When I reveal what that moon brings, you'll comprehend why this period of silence was essential. Keep observing. This isn't merely a full moon. It's an indicator. We currently occupy a narrow energetic window, a prelude to something far more intense. The strawberry full moon rises on June 11th, and what's building now isn't just a gentle lunar tide. It's a powerful surge, already affecting those who are attuned. This moon isn't gentle. It's calculated. Though strawberry moon might sound delicate, this one doesn't arrive peacefully. It comes with intention. It carries an amplifying effect. Elements hidden in your blind spots, both positive and negative, begin to intensify, becoming more distinct and immediate. Energy doesn't wait for the full moon to activate. It begins whispering days in advance. Only this time, it's thundering. We're in the build-up phase, meaning sensitivity is at its peak. You might notice your emotions becoming more delicate. Your thoughts might be sharper but harder to manage. Time might seem to either crawl or skip entire periods. This explains why avoiding crowds is crucial during this preparatory phase. When energy is this volatile, being surrounded by too many different frequencies, too many moods, too many energies is like standing in a lightning storm holding a metal conductor. You're too receptive, too influenced, too susceptible to distortions that aren't your own. Not everyone in your proximity is safe for your energetic system. This moon will remind you, silence isn't void, it's calibration. It's protection from noise that isn't yours. Because when this moon reaches its peak, it won't question who was occupied. It'll question who was prepared. We aren't waiting for the 11th. We're already within the wave. And as we approach, your energy must become increasingly refined. But what unfolds after June 8th? That's where everything crystallizes. What you witness becomes what you manifest. The 48 hours following June 8th are part of a delicate energetic phenomenon that ancient mystics termed the glass hour. This isn't mythology. It's a moment that appears quiet externally, but carries immense power beneath. Consider it like a mirror finally turning toward you, not merely reflecting your image, but amplifying what you choose to perceive. During this brief window, your perceptions carry unusual weight. The things you observe, the colors surrounding you, even the sounds you allow into your space, begin forming templates, energetic blueprints that will manifest in your physical reality over the coming weeks. You're always creating, but during the glass hour, creation listens more intently. This explains the pull away from crowds. It's not about hiding. It's about protecting the raw material you'll use to construct your next chapter. Because even one conversation, one visual, one energetic thread can enter and redirect your trajectory. So be mindful where you focus. Be intentional with your attention. If something captures you, pause and question, is this truly mine, or is this something I don't want resonating through my field for the remainder of this month? Choose what you allow into your space with extreme care, because once the glass hour concludes, there's no rewinding. The moon communicates through symbols, but tonight it might be roaring. As you drift into sleep tonight, between June 7th and early June 8th, you might notice something unusual. Dreams that defy temporal and spatial logic, spaces that extend like infinite corridors, individuals who don't speak, but whose presence lingers like an almost graspable message. This isn't merely your subconscious processing the week. It's something far more deliberate. Because tonight, the moon reaches its apogee, its maximum distance from Earth, and when this occurs, it doesn't exert less influence. It creates an unusual stillness, a pause in the narrative, as if something awaits revelation but isn't quite ready. These dreams aren't mere symbols. They're placeholders, memory reserving space for what's yet to manifest. You might notice your dream landscapes feel abandoned, incomplete. You might traverse familiar buildings that feel slightly wrong. Doors misplaced, furniture shifted, once full rooms now empty. It's as if reality in your dreams awaits an update. These dreams, the floating ones, where you feel like an outside observer or echo through empty cities, are rare, typically occurring in transitional windows when the energetic realm pauses for calibration. You're not receiving a warning. You're being held in a spiritual holding pattern, like an aircraft circling, awaiting clearance to land. And tonight, the moon serves as air traffic control. Quiet, purposeful, contained. Even without vivid dreams, notice how you feel upon waking. That lingering sensation, that thread of incompleteness, that's the residue of this apogee influence. You're not missing the message is still being composed. And though the world might appear normal tomorrow morning, don't assume the veil remains unchanged, because by the time you open your eyes, you may already be in the next phase. This encounter wasn't accidental. You were drawn to it. There's significance in this message reaching you now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. Because for days, perhaps weeks, you've sensed something amiss. Something not quite physical, not quite mental, but present. A strange electricity in silence, unexplainable delays, causeless restlessness, emotions rising and falling like waves without wind. This isn't coincidence, it's alignment. You've likely been more withdrawn lately, either by choice or circumstance, canceled plans, unexpected moments of solitude, a strange inward pull. If you felt that isolation, questioning why you're out of sync with your usual rhythm, trust that feeling. The moon is creating space around you, not to isolate you, but to reconnect you with your signal. This energy doesn't want you distracted, not now, during this crucial period when things are so subtle they could be lost in the world's noise. You were meant to discover this message before the 8th. You were meant to remember that not all changes arrive with thunder. Some come in whispers, in strange dreams. You might be among the few attuned to this frequency, not because you're fortunate or notably special, but because you're receptive enough to sense changes before they manifest. And yes, this moment, this exact one, is part of that calling. You were guided here purposefully. The moon is preparing you. What follows won't be chaotic, but it will be precise. And now that you've reached this point, you'll begin to see the signs more clearly than ever. When the moon withdraws, your energy doesn't vanish, it snaps. Most don't realize this. When the moon retreats, we don't become still, we overcompensate. Like when someone suddenly releases a heavy weight you were helping carry, your entire body lurches forward. That's exactly what's occurring now. The moon, though distant and quiet, has been subtly regulating us. Our moods, our tides, even our internal timing. But now it's stepping back, not disappearing, just moving to the background, observing from afar. And that's where the surge begins. You may experience an unexplained energy surge, sudden motivation bursts, followed by sharp moments of agitation or misplaced confidence. It's not chaos, it's a calibration misfire. Your system reaches for a pulse that momentarily feels absent, and in that surge, it overreacts. Spiritual stillness triggers the loudest echoes. For some, this manifests as restlessness. You'll feel compelled to clean, move, build, communicate. For others, it might feel like purposeless urgency. You'll find yourself mentally pacing, uncertain what you're rushing toward. And for a select few, an unearned boldness emerges, as if something within decided it's time to act, though nothing external has changed. This is the lunar rubber band snapping back. The moon's gentle withdrawal sends your internal systems into an unexpected forward push. It's not negative or dangerous, but it is raw. And raw energy needs direction, or it quickly depletes. So if your mood feels overly charged right now, understand it's not a personal flaw. It's the temporarily slack lunar thread that usually maintains tension. Use this surge wisely. It's borrowed fire, not permanent flame. Because this spike is temporary, and if expended without purpose, it can leave you more depleted than before. So channel it, move it, direct it into something simple. Not major decisions, not grand gestures, just small focus points. Because this isn't the moon abandoning you. It's the moon creating space for you to see what emerges when it steps back. When the moon blinks, time becomes fluid. June 8th isn't just a date. It's an intermission, a quiet fold in the sky's script that few discuss. Not a new moon, not a full moon, not even a traditional quarter. It's something else, what ancient lunar observers called the phase between phases, a moment where the moon, energetically speaking, exists in undefined identity. It's subtle, barely detectable, but real. Imagine a wave frozen mid-crest. Imagine a breath held slightly too long. That's June 8th, and in that thin slice of undefined time, the rules soften. Manifestations don't land as intended. Intentions float rather than anchor. It's as if the world pauses to decide what follows but remains open to suggestion. In the phase between phases, reality becomes more impressionable but less predictable. This explains why words spoken on June 8th carry extra weight. Not because you're casting spells or activating destiny, but because the energetic field is unusually absorbent. It listens more carefully and remembers more vividly. If you joke about failure, that joke persists. If you affirm strength, that strength echoes longer. If you voice doubt, that doubt weaves a lasting thread. So choose your words as if they're brush strokes, because during this energetic slipstream, even casual remarks can echo into corners you'll visit later. And it's not just about speaking. What you focus on, even unconsciously during this brief lunar blink, likely shapes your next emotional wave's character. So yes, things may feel misaligned, but they're not broken. They're malleable, flexible, fluid. You're walking through a corridor where the walls haven't solidified. On June 8th, you don't just influence what follows, you sculpt it. So don't focus on controlling the moment. Just honor its peak with intention. Think with clarity, and don't cast casual words into the air as if they vanish, because today they don't. She retreated not to abandon you, but to see you clearly. Tonight, the moon reaches its furthest point, a lunar apogee. Her energy becomes quiet, restrained, distant, and perhaps you felt it. That slight void in your routine, that barely noticeable disconnection, a strange float between thoughts, as if nothing quite lands completely. But this isn't abandonment, it's perspective. The moon hasn't turned away. She's simply stepped back far enough to see you fully. And that space, that distance, was necessary. Think of it like a close friend who knows their love for you but can't quite explain why until they stand at your world's edge and observe from outside. From that distance, things clarify, priorities sharpen, emotional fog dissipates. She departed to see the complete picture and now returns with a gift. That's what this is, the gift of recalibration. In just days, as the strawberry moon rises and the distance closes again, the moon won't merely return to orbit. She'll return to you, but not blindly, not by default. She returns after taking a breath, bringing clarity. This explains why so much has felt paused lately, because she needed time to gather the energies, the pieces, the invisible threads you've scattered unknowingly. She's seen what matters from afar, and now, as she returns to view, she's not just illuminating the path, she's carrying what's meant for you. Absence isn't silence. Sometimes it's preparation. The tension you felt, the stillness you couldn't name, that was the moon studying your blueprint. Now that she's seen it completely, she's adjusting what follows. And this next phase won't be passive. You'll notice synchronicities accelerating again, conversations aligning, emotional clarity returning. It's because the moon is close enough now to resume her influence, but wiser than before. So when you feel the shift in coming days, when your mind suddenly grasps something previously elusive, don't doubt it. That's not coincidence. That's the moon bringing something she discovered while watching you from the sky. June 8th isn't loud. It arrives without cosmic announcement or flashing signs. But don't be deceived. This is one of those days, appearing ordinary but containing silent crossroads. You won't see them, but you'll experience them. Because tomorrow, you'll make small, forgettable choices that ultimately decide everything. A message almost sent but withheld. An invitation nearly declined, then accepted. A scroll paused upon, a call delayed, a sentence deleted. The moon's quiet influence rewards alignment and penalizes confusion. What does this mean? It means acting from clarity, even subtly, opens doors through the moon. Acting from fog, hesitation, or ego causes doors to vanish before reaching them. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. June 8th isn't a test, it's a disguised opportunity. You won't feel its significance until later when you realize something small grew into something massive. A job, a move, a connection, a realization. And tracing it back, you'll find it began on a seemingly ordinary, simple, routine day.